How are you doing, math learners? This is your free access YouTube edu creator, Math Teacher Ash, and welcome to another reviewer series in preparation for the Quarter 3 examination for grade 9 students. Alright, in this video, we will be discussing 40 questions divided into 4 parts. So be sure to watch all those 4 parts in order for you to be equipped for the upcoming examination. So, right now, be ready with your paper and pen, and if you are new to the channel, please click the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. So without further ado, let's do this. Question number 1. Which of the following is a condition that makes a quadrilateral a parallelogram? Is it A, at least one pair of adjacent sides is congruent? B, both pairs of opposite angles are congruent? C, only one pair of opposite sides is congruent? Or D, the sum of the interior angles is 360 degrees. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, so in order to answer this question, we need to know the properties of a parallelogram. So of course, in a parallelogram, there are a lot of properties, and one of those properties is that the opposite angles of the parallelogram are congruent. Okay, so both pairs of the opposite angles are congruent. So letter B is the correct answer for this question. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? So now let us go to question number 2. If the diagonals of quadrilateral PQRS bisect each other, which conclusion is justified by this property? Is it A, it is a trapezoid because only one pair of opposite sides is parallel? B, it is a kite because the diagonals are perpendicular? C, it is a parallelogram because its diagonals bisect each other? Or letter D, it is a quadrilateral with no special classification? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, it is very obvious in the question that the diagonals being talked about bisect each other, and among the choices given, only one choice has an explanation about diagonals bisecting each other, and that is letter C. It is a parallelogram. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? Now let us go to question number 3. A landscape architect is designing a garden in the shape of a parallelogram. If one angle of the garden measures 72, what is the measure of the angle opposite to it? Is it A, 108 degrees, B, 90 degrees, C, 72 degrees, or D, 180 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, remember what we have talked about in the properties of a parallelogram. One of the properties is that it has both pairs of opposite angles that are congruent. So therefore, if you have 72 degrees as given, its opposite angle would also be 72 degrees. Letter C is the correct answer. Alright, we're correct, my dear math learners. Very easy. Now let us go to question number 4. One interior angle of a parallelogram shaped tile is 120 degrees. Rosa claims that a consecutive angle measures 60 degrees. Which of the following justify Rosa's claim? Is it A, consecutive angles in a parallelogram are complementary? B, opposite angles in a parallelogram are right angles? C, opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal? Or D, consecutive angles in a parallelogram are supplementary? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, if you check the given in our problem or in our question, the first given is 120 degrees, and then the person, Rosa, claims that the consecutive angle is 60. So if you add 120 and 60, that is 180, and 180 is basically the property of a supplementary angles. Okay, so therefore, applying it to the rule of the parallelogram, consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. So that would be letter D. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, right? Now let us go to question number 5. Which of the following properties is sufficient to prove that a parallelogram is specifically a rhombus? Is it A, all four sides are congruent. B, all interior angles are 90 degrees. C, the diagonals are congruent. Or D, opposite sides are parallel. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, one unique property of a rhombus. A rhombus is a kind of parallelogram. But when a parallelogram becomes a rhombus, one unique property is that all the sides are congruent, meaning its four sides are equal in measurement. So that is letter A, my dear math learners. Now let's check whether we are correct. Alright, very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 6. Why can a square always be classified as a rectangle? Is it A, its diagonals are not equal? B, it has four equal sides? C, its diagonals are perpendicular? Or D, it has four right angles? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, question is, what is the property that makes a parallelogram become a rectangle very unique? Okay, so in order for a parallelogram to become a rectangle, one property must be attained. And that basic property is what we call all angles are equal, meaning all angles are right angles. So therefore, the answer for this question is letter D. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 7. Quadrilateral WXYZ is a parallelogram. The diagonals WY and XZ intersect at point M. If WM is 8 centimeters, how long is WY? So the choices are A, 8 centimeters, B, 16 centimeters, C, 24 centimeters, or D, 32 centimeters. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, talking about parallelogram, we already know that the diagonals bisect each other. And since the diagonals, in this case, is intersecting at point M, and it says here that WM, which is one part or half of its diagonal, is equal to 8 centimeters, then knowing the whole diagonal, that would be twice as much. So therefore, 8 centimeters plus 8 centimeters or 8 centimeters times 2, that would be 16 centimeters. And the answer would be letter B. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 8. A tablet computer has a rectangular screen. One diagonal of the screen measures 40 inches. What can be concluded about the length of the other diagonal? A, it is longer than 40 inches. B, it depends on the width of the screen. C, it is shorter than 40 inches. Or D, it also measures 40 inches. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, this question is very easy. Why? Because talking about rectangle, we already know that the unique property of a rectangle is that it has four right angles. One property also that is unique in rectangles is that all its diagonals are, very good, congruent with each other. Therefore, if one diagonal measures 40 inches, then the other diagonal also measures 40 inches. And that would be letter D. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 9. Quadrilateral MNOP has the diagonals MO and NP that intersect at point Q. Given that MQ is equal to QO and NQ is equal to QP, which conclusion is most logically justified based on this condition? Is it A, MNOP is a square because all its sides are equal? B, MNOP is a rhombus because its diagonals are perpendicular? C, MNOP is a parallelogram because its diagonals bisect each other? Or letter D, MNOP is a rectangle because its diagonals are equal? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, this question is another easy question. Why? Because in the given, it says here that the measurement of MQ and QO are equal, and the other, NQ and QP, are also the other parts of another diagonal which is also equal, meaning both these diagonals bisect each other. And talking about diagonals that bisect each other, that is the property of, very good, letter C, parallelogram, because its diagonals bisect each other. Alright, that is letter C. Let's check whether we are correct. Easy, right, my dear math learners? Now, let us go to question number 10. In a triangular roof truss, a support beam joins the midpoints of two sides. If the third side of the triangle measures 20 meters, why is the support beam 10 meters long? Is it A, the beam is perpendicular to the third side? B, the beam is half the length of the third side? C, the beam is one of the sides of the triangle? Or D, the beam divides the triangle into two congruent triangles? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, this question is an example of the mid-segment theorem. It means that the measurement will be half. Alright, so that would be letter B. Alright, let's check whether we are correct. Alright, easy, my dear math learners. I hope you got that one. And congratulations for already finishing the first part of our reviewer series. If you find this helpful, please click the subscribe button and share this to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. So without further ado, let's go to questions 11 to 20, which is in part 2.